here's the thing. I became a billionaire at 20 years old, all through my marketing agency. And if you want to know why, it's some little skill called marketing. So what marketing does effectively is just multiply your efforts through ads, through content, through understanding of what you need to do, how you need to position yourself. What offer are you saying? Well, what offer do you offer? How have you positioned yourself within the market? How can you help that customer move forward? Obviously, and helping them throughout my customer journey. How can you get them from the current position of where they are to where they need to be? Also, ignore the bid at the moment. There's a bit of a, I'm just doing ads at the moment, so ignore that. But pretty much what I'm getting at is that I became a billionaire through marketing at 20. And I don't know, it's a crazy concept. A lot of you people wouldn't even be able to comprehend it. 9 zeros at 20. Most of you guys were still doing uni back then. Most of you guys were still figuring out what you want to do. But obviously I do understand it's a bit of a crazy concept. It's a bit, it is what it is. But as I said, I've done it all through marketing. I've been doing marketing off and on for the last 6 years. So it does make sense because my first business was a marketing agency. I've also tried crypto, drop shipping, affiliate marketing. I've tried everything under the sun. And obviously, because I've always been the one who needs to market for that business, it makes more sense that I'm now put in the current position that I'm in because of, as I said, my positioning with all of that. Obviously, we're doing a bit of a walk in the park while we're doing it. But I also do want to tell you guys some of the stuff that I've learned through the psychological layers of myself as well as the customers, and also in regards to how to position your offer in such a important way, like I've done with my marketing agency, to get it to be valued so high. So let's just cut into it. So I have to call this the undeniable position. So one of the things is that you kind of use obviously your strengths and weaknesses. It's like a double-edged sword. Obviously, so you understand, everything in life is yin and yang. Everything in life has an equal and opposite force. Everything in life has polar opposites. So one of my favorite things to do is with certain creators, and also because I do specialize in the finance world, love that place because it's just crazy, and it's just some of the people, it's just awesome. But pretty much obviously yin and yang. So let's just say a 19-year-old making, let's just say 50K a month. What did he end up doing it through? Trading, crypto, whatever. How could we position that? What story could we add? Very much like coaches, mentors, restarting. What else is unusual for a 20-year-old? You see what I mean? It's like a paradox. So it's okay, cool. So it's someone who you would not expect, who's the face of the brand. Someone who looks like he would have no experience, but he's actually very, very well experienced and very well equipped in that sort of field. Then we add his backstory on how he ended up getting there and how he ended up actually discovering or finding said skill, or how did he end up helping the customers and said, wait, let's just say for coaches, consultants, why do they want to help out their client? What have they done that is deemed necessary, vital, or important for that to actually be the case? And obviously I've done the same thing for myself because obviously, as I said, I do marketing. I provide a marketing service for clients, so then obviously high ticket clients, so then they can start printing more money, obviously through ads, content, emails, whatever. And that's how I make majority of my money. And I just told you one of the strategies is using the paradox formula, as I like to call it. Paradoxes are the best things because they get people thinking. They make people think deep inside and be like, what does this person know that I don't? Why is this person offering me this service? What's the reason behind it? Why do they want to help me move forward? Why this person over another person? Let's just say for a sales coach, for example. Why is this sales coach trying to get me to buy their product instead of, let's just say, me buying from someone like Andy Elliott or whatever? But you get what I'm trying to say. It's the whole positioning of it all. It's all how you want to be seen. How your offer is honestly created is probably one of the most important parts, as well as your positioning. And also what comes out through what do you say during the ads? How does it make people feel? How does it make people think? How does it make like what's the vibe of the ad pretty much is what I'm saying. And it's a bit hot over here. Let me just move back more towards the shade. But like, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, there's so many other elements. And obviously you want to sort of have that. It's a paradox Godfather. So obviously, the Godfather, he looks like, obviously it looks like a offer that you cannot resist, you cannot say no to, because it's got like the best features and elements that you need or you want. Let's just say for coaching, for example, because I've spent tons of money on coaching. Let's just say coaching, for example, access to this person for this period of time, upfront fee, no monthly retainers, blah, blah, blah. They're obviously what they've done, what they've achieved, how they ended up doing it. Like for me, for example, becoming a billionaire at 20. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. You get what you understand what the points I'm getting at. And when it comes to positioning, it's all about understanding the nitty gritty. Why do you specialize in what you specialize in? Or why do you do what you do? What is your come up story? Where did you begin? You could literally just be some kid from Beverly Hills. And still you'd be in a better position than someone there, let's just say in the Middle East, just because you've had like a different social network you've grown up with. Or let's just say your parents kicked you out at the age of 13. How did you end up making your life better? As I said, it's all about the positioning. What did you go through? How did you suffer? How did you make yourself become important? Why do you offer this service? Why do you want to do this? What made you choose this field? Why this client? And I know you're probably thinking there's so many questions, but yes, it all matters when it comes up to the proper offer creation. Obviously, as you know, like literally I'm standing in like barren. It's like pretty barren where I'm at, but you understand what I'm getting at, don't you? Like, you as the sole individual matter because you represent the business. Your story may not look important to you, but it also humanizes the offer, because the offer, all it is the offer. It's just a transaction. All it is just a flow of money going in and out. It doesn't matter. The offer could be $10 million. It could be $1. I don't care. What do you have that you could add value to me? What life experiences do you have that I could relate to? What? Maybe we worked at the same company. Maybe we understand, let's just say, maybe we are watchers of like the NFL or the NRL or the AFL, whatever. Like all this sort of stuff matters because it just creates more of that human connection. It creates more familiarity. And that's also another thing that most people do. They over like AI, they over robotinize their offers. And that's what actually ends up, not allowing them to perform as well. Like people think this is all just logic. No, you're still having a human conversation. Like back in my sales days when I was selling e-commerce, like I was literally selling for an e-commerce agency doing setting and closing. Well, I was doing setting and then I got fired pretty quickly because I like to open up my mouth and call out stuff when it shouldn't be that way. Let's just say we had difficulties with our sales manager, but that's a different story for another day. Obviously you can get a bit more of an understanding on that. But the point that I'm getting at is like, what makes you you? What makes you human? I might actually go through, you know what, I'm going to go through here. Give me a few seconds. Just going to go through here. But yeah, what makes you human? How can you add that human? Hold up. How can you add that human taste? Obviously, just don't mind me walking into a cane field. I just thought it'd be a bit more of a nicer view for you guys. And also it's a bit different because you guys don't normally get to see stuff like this, given where you guys are at, because I know a lot of you guys are in the US and the UK. But as I said, humanizing that offer, adding that story element, and not just ChatGPTing everything. ChatGPT is right a lot of the time, but it's not the best thing once you want to add that sort of connection, once you want to, be like let's just obviously like keep on improving the relationship with the client, because that's probably one of the most important parts. And this has like helped me significantly in becoming a billionaire. Even though all I am is just a billionaire in the mindset, because I know I'm going to be a billionaire one day. Yeah, I know. Made you watch. Whatever. Obviously, if you guys want, you can sign up to my coaching program down below. There's going to be a link in the description. So, yeah. If I was you, I would click that, sign up. You can obviously understand what I do as a marketing agency owner, learn all the skills, learn all the details. Understand how to run ads, understand how to do content, do all that sort of fun stuff. Let me just walk away from these people. So, yeah. Obviously, as I said, marketing agency owners are probably one of the best things you can do. You learn so much about people. You learn so much about sales. You learn so much about influence. You learn so much about business. It is like, honestly, it is crazy. And this is a bit of a different view from my last video as well. Like, have a look at it. It's a bit different, but there's just a bit of bushland out here. I like the bushland sort of vlogs just because, not vlogs, so it's like the bushland videos just because they add a bit more, you know, I'm out in like, not really bushland, like I'm out in Australia, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, I'm out, you know, not just like I stay inside of an office all day, or not like I just, you know, walk around Melbourne, Sydney or Perth. But obviously also what I was speaking about, the Godfather offer, like you got to make your offer look like it's the only good offer there. Like, what's your unique selling point? As I was keep on saying, what do you offer? How is it different? What does it make them feel? Because of what it makes them feel is probably one of the most important stuff. Whether it's B2C, whether it's B2B, it doesn't matter, because people react off of how they feel. People react off of how they think, how they feel, and obviously in regards to what emotions does the ad bring up. Obviously, as I said, one of the most important things is all we do is just control the emotions to make people feel certain things. Like, I'm a fairly logical guy. I don't really feel things I feel things, but I don't really like feel things in such a certain way. Like, that adds so much more detail. That adds so much more depth to your offer creation, how you're going to help out your ICP, and obviously, what are you going to do for your customer? Like, it is honestly unreal. And obviously, as I said, with marketing agency, once you start adding that sort of element, and obviously a few more elements, which is in my coaching, well, obviously a lot more elements, which is in my coaching program. A few is a massive understatement, but once you start adding more and more elements, once you start adding more and more of like a human sort of taste to it, I'm just going to move away from these people. Once you start adding that, I think I might have kind of locked myself in here. I kind of don't want to get else on. Okay, hold up, give me a second. I might have an idea. No, you know what? I'm just going to wait till I finish off the video. But there's so many ways, and obviously, as I said, with marketing, I like to charge high ticket because I know what my services are worth. Obviously, you can end up doing the same, which can get you out of your job. This is, as I said, this is how I mentally became a billionaire, because you guys got to realize that high ticket is the true freedom. Not paying for a course, not paying for a subscription. Yes, that works, but also a subscription is generally nothing that you own. That's why I hate paying subscription, but that's why I love charging a subscription, because I own the product, but it is as real as what it is fake. It is as live as it is dead. It is, you know, but you get the point I'm trying to say. This is why, obviously, adding that continual work, that continual invoice of, okay, cool, this is how much I charge a month. This is how much I charge a month. Like the upfront. Like, and obviously that's why I like being upfront with you guys and being like, I charge upfront. I'm not going to try and beat around the bush. I charge upfront. I'm not like that. But I do like that. I do like the course, because then you gain a community. Then you gain, obviously, access to more and more people for a lifetime. Obviously, you guys who watch the ads, you will get to understand. But I guess you guys got to wait. But obviously, with certain products, you got to be very particular. Some certain softwares, you got to be very particular on how you position it, how you pitch it, and all this sort of stuff. And obviously, as I said, like I've got software that I'm now creating because I built my marketing agency up so much, because I decided to put in the hard work early. And I know you might be thinking it's similar to like an email story. It's like, it's similar in a lot of aspects, but remember, I'm Daniel Rose and he's Iman Ghazi, and we've got two completely different lives. And I guess this is more so just turned into a bit more of like a my story video than how I ended up building my marketing agency. And also a bit more of like, let's just say, walk around the area, walk back and forth, enjoy the cane, enjoy the air. It's a bit more human than what, what some other like videos are. Like, it's not so logical, it's not so straightforward, it's not so to the point. You get what I'm trying to say, that like it's more alive is probably the best word to say it. It's more, way more alive, way more Australian, probably the best way of saying it. Because you guys get to at least have a look at Down Under. You guys get to at least look at, what it's like. And obviously it's like, I'm not going to, jumping to a different point, but I'm not going to stop my marketing agency because I get to enjoy this. I will get to enjoy this sort of stuff 6 months of the year. Like, have a look at that. And obviously, as I said, I know my marketing agency is going to be $1 billion valuation one day, because all I do is just work, and that's like, obviously, like, my marketing agency is like my main thing. My marketing agency is like pretty much my only thing. Obviously, I got like importance of like mates and friends, but my marketing agency is probably one of the most things that I'm proud of. Obviously, besides, if you guys know a bit about my side quest, a bit about my fighting, like I do like to do a bit of boxing, Muay Thai. I do like to add more elements of that. I only like to show you guys that sometimes because I'm very, very competitive. As you can see, the business world definitely takes up a lot of my time. The business world consumes the majority of my thoughts, consumes a lot of, what I do, why I do it, why I obviously want to do coaching, because obviously you guys understand with like siblings, like I essentially want to, I want to help you guys the same way that the coaches help me, and obviously like the same sort of way I have, like I want to sort of position myself later on, obviously for siblings, and it's just the importance. It's just obviously, and you guys would understand the importance of like helping people, moving people forward. I know this is going into a bit of a weird video of how I ended up scaling it, but as I said, it's just adding that more human touch to life. It's not adding that logical, or not adding that. Well, it's more so adding that it's a mix. It's like, as I said, it's like a balancing act between that logical side of where you need to do what you need to do, where you need to understand, where you need to understand the psychological layers, where you need to understand people, where you need to understand like how they sort of position themselves within it all, how they've come to where they need to be. It is all very important, but also, as I said, doing videos like this, even though it's probably not going to get me any booked calls nor any clients, it's more so just showing you a bit more of the me that you guys don't really get to see. It's more so just work, or behind the scenes. You see a little bit here and there, but you guys get what I'm saying. Obviously, it's like I'm walking in the bushland in the middle of Australia. It's like, you get what I'm trying to say. Obviously, I'm just looking at the fence, but yeah, obviously, if you guys want to sign up to my coaching, click the link below, booking a call, and I can obviously help you come up with a one-on-one plan of how you can end up making your first 10K a month through your marketing agency. And obviously, it's like, I really want to save you guys from doing what I've had to do. Obviously, working 3 jobs, resetting, I believe 2 or 3 times, because there's no point in you guys going through that. I've learned a lot, but I'd much rather you guys just get someone to help you out, because I know a lot of you guys are lost, and a lot of you guys like just want to find one way to help you move forward. Because with university, with school, with obviously like with doing construction and like those sort of stuff, I don't know what's called in the US and UK, but it's sort of like, I don't know, TAFE. It's like you drop out of school in year 10. I know a lot of you guys are going to hate doing that sort of stuff, but I'd much rather you guys get access to a skill that can honestly just pay you like a ton long term. so you don't have to go through all that back-breaking work, dealing with all this legal dramas and dealing with all this sort of stuff. Like, as I said, like, I've done all this stuff before, so like, I literally got paid. One of my jobs for literally shoveling concrete. It's like, only in Australia, but yeah, it's sort of like, also I don't want you to deal with like some of the psychotic things I've had to deal with in regards to, obviously, with the, how should I word it, social work. It's a great thing you can learn. It's a great skill to have, obviously, in people management and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, as I said, if I was you guys, I just want you guys to more so just position yourself better on, and just, you know, want to have access to that skill so you can then have access to the freedom that I know all you guys have wanted, because I know about, as of the time of recording this, about 1.5k have watched one of my videos on like how I became a billionaire. Obviously, it's all in the mindset. You guys have to understand that the mindset is probably one of the most important elements, and then you just build off of that. But the mindset is probably one of, as I said, one of the most important elements that you need to fix before you do anything. And then you just need to obtain the skills. Once you have your mind, not mind, as sharp as iron, then you'll be right. But also you need to have it to be like, best way to describe it is probably like gold. It's able to be turned into liquid fairly easy, but also it can get turned into ingots, which is like worth a lot. So you got to have the difference of those two. As I said, you got to have the balance. You got to have the polarity. I know it's turned into a little bit of like a mindset video, but you know, welcome to 2026. Welcome to the joys of the world. Let me just jump over here. A little bit of like a ravine sort of thing. Not even a ravine. A little bit of like a wet spot, but whatever. I am out. Hold on. But yeah, like, as I said, like, I'd much rather think of it more like, I don't know, think of it more, well, yeah, I do enjoy doing these videos, and obviously I'm doing this for a business, but it's like, I do want to help you guys get out before it's too late, to be honest. And also, this is now to sound a little bit depressing, but also I know what's going on in the world, and obviously you can see what's happening with the markets and all that sort of stuff, and interest rates, and everything's just going up. So honestly, you're better off just targeting business owners and not charging them high ticket, just because that's probably your best way out. And as I said, if you want, click the link below, booking a call, whatever. I'm easy. You guys can even just watch the next video of, this is also how unscripted the videos are. This is how unscripted. But obviously, as I said, I've like learned all this stuff through running my own marketing agency. It's like, where else does a 21-year-old learn this stuff? Or where else does like a, you know, where else does a 21-year-old just give you this little life advice if he hasn't been through the fire, been in and out, been bitten multiple times, you know? I guess it's just more so the side you get to see, and obviously the side that, the whole reason why I want to help you guys with the coaching, and why I want to, as I said, move you guys forward. But if I was you guys, I would watch the video over here, why it's so easy to become a millionaire. Once you understand, as I said, the video didn't get a lot of views, but that's not the point. Once you understand how easy it is to get access to money, and all it is just energy. All it is just an energy exchange. All it is just a transfer of energy. And obviously, you guys do understand with the stuff I've been talking about in regards to marketing, positioning, and a bit of content, obviously with offer, with all that sort of stuff. All it is just saying that your energy is just positioned in a certain type of way. All money is just energy, just with green dollar signs on it, effectively. Or like us, we got pineapples. Whales, if you guys know what the $50 note looks like. But yeah, if I was you guys, I'd watch the video over here, why it's so easy to become a millionaire. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Bit of an interesting sort of video.